I'm blessed to be able to welcome on one of the top prospects in 2022 and Roddy Gayle. What's going on today, bro?
I'm chilling.
For sure, man. Well, I mean, obviously, you were on a little bit ago, and we obviously talked about how stuff was going in the beginning of quarantine. It's still kind of in a way still going on. How you adjust to the time going on right now?
I just been trying to, stay positive. Don't let, you know, this whole Corona thing, determine the way I should live my life, and just take precaution and be careful of how I move further.
And we know your class is 2022, and that means Coach Sorrell will start calling you about a week ago. Just take us through this past week. What's it been like starting to talk to all these guys?
It's kind of it's just great, talking to head coach like coach. I spoke to Coach Ewing, I spoke to Coach Behan, all them grades where like you're talking to the head coach, and it's just him and you're having a real conversation. So it's just great, but then it's also like kind of iffy because it's a different call every 5-10 minutes. So I adjusted to that part, but as of right now, I'm just enjoying the process.
I think there's different stages of like obviously everyone's basketball career. I mean, your first offer is obviously the big thing, and getting to get more on offers. But I mean, getting to talk to coaches now and just being able to just listen to them, be able to talk to them, have them want you is a huge thing too. I can imagine.
Yeah, it's very different and very like exciting.
And that first night, I know those guys talking about some guys didn't get much sleep. How was your first night? Did the first call come in at midnight? When was that first call and who did it?
First call, I think it was 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I was from Seton Hall. But I've like had many texts where like my cat coach called me at 12. Coach Pasuti, he texted me, and like I was getting a lot of text messages because they didn't want to call, disturb me. So most of them was text messages.
Did you get much sleep that night?
Not really. I don't really get much sleep anymore.
For sure. And I mean, for you though, I mean, you were a little different coming in. You already had a ton of offers. You have added a few more though recently. Just talk about those relationships building, Bill, and all the offers you currently have out there.
The latest ones is Bryant, Seton. Those are the newer ones. So them ones they were definitely like a surprise because I never heard from them before the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a surprise to me when they first called my phone. So it was exciting just to hear from somebody else and know that there's other schools that wanted me. So I just I appreciate them contacting me, and the newer schools that have been contacting me. I've spoken to Kansas. So Coach Andy told me that Duke was interested. So it's just like hearing from all these schools. I just get the opportunity to pick which college I want to go to.
And I'm not saying these programs are obviously the ones you're even heavily considering, but there are a few programs I kind of want to touch up on. One of them is that pretty much close to hometown, Rutgers. There's a team that obviously was a school that has a big name, but they really became a lot more attractive, I think, landing Cliff. For that program, what's your bond with them, and how much more attracting is it now that a guy like Cliff went there?
Uh, Rutgers was one of my first offers. I got the Rutgers offer in seventh grade, and that's when we had went and they had took my family and we toured the school. So it was great actually. It was just a great campus, and seeing other facilities and stuff. Plus, I'm good friends with Cliff. So me and Cliff played together in the AAU circuit. We are one, and me and Cliff took bonds. So that'd definitely be a good duo for me and Cliff to play together in college.
And when you see a guy of a 5 star, even a high 4 star, you or Cliff, go to a school that might not consistently land top players, does that make it a lot more attractive destination?
It definitely makes it a lot of because a lot of people don't want to go to the bigger schools. They want to stay at like a middle school and like be the difference and build an organization where they can beat the better teams. So I think that definitely plays a part. Bringing in someone with such an influence, and they can bring in other players.
Another one that I know you're linked to a lot, so is a lot of players right now, is Syracuse. Looking at what Syracuse is building back up again, what would it be like to possibly join that program?
It'd be nice and cool because Johnny Flynn was from Niagara Falls, so it'd be like a dream come true for like, me growing up to like the same kid he has from the same city and going to the same college where I can have the same dreams as him and where he ended up in the NBA. So I just think it'd be great, especially like, it's only like 2 hours away from me. So it'll definitely be a good spot to land.
And do you have a close relationship at all to Dior?
Me and Dior used to talk a lot earlier,
Mm-hmm.
especially like when he first committed. We used to text a lot, play the game a lot, but I haven't spoken to him like recently.
Gotcha. And another pretty big one is UConn. That's a team that I know you've been talking to a little bit too. The school that's kind of in a way rebuilding again, getting the new coaching staff adjusted, but they are a winning program historic wise. Being part of that program, possibly being the next big time player to go there, what would that be like?
I talked to Coach earlier. He had nothing but good things to say, and it was like he got the new offense that he thinks fit perfectly for me. And UConn being the powerhouse that they are throughout history, so it'd definitely be good, just to go there and add on to the championships.
And you did also say Seton Hall's one of the more newer ones as well. Another team that's pretty close to home. We see what they're able to do with an elite shooting guard with Miles Powell, a guy that obviously you would probably want to do something like. What would it be like possibly going there, staying close to home once again, and building up that franchise?
Yeah, it'd be nice, building a franchise and be able to work and just to work on your body, work on your craft, and, get tips from others seeing how players like say Miles Powell come back, train with the college players. So it'd definitely be good, just to get his experience and just to play against or with a guy like him.
Now, when you see a program that creates a guy like Miles Powell over a few years, or a guy that makes a team, or a team that maybe gets guys to the NBA after one and done years, something like that, how attracting is that, and how important is that to see for you when you're going through a decision?
This is very important because I want to win. Like I want to go to college basketball and I want to win. I want to be able to play for a school that's going to win. Play the best of the best, play with great teammates as well. So it's just like I want to be able to win. I want to win a national championship, and I want to be able to eventually go to the NBA.
And another big thing that we obviously know for some guys, especially right now with the whole pandemic going on, is staying close to home. I mean, hopefully this is all settled when you obviously go through the decision process, but is staying close to home something that'd be attracting to you or something that's appealing to you?
Yeah, definitely, especially because during times like this where everything just like shuts down, and it definitely caught us all by surprise. But that just really shows you like you really can't take anything for granted, and you have to like cherish the ones that's close to you.
And you did mention how obviously KU's been involved with you now. You said Duke might have some interest in you as well. Those are two blue bloods, two of the greatest of all time programs in college basketball history. When you see those kind of schools talk to you or offer you, how does that kind of rank up in you? How would that be a massive thing that really attracts you to them?
Definitely, because like they have a history of making pros, winning national championships, and you want to be a part of that. And I just think that getting interest and offers from them really shows the determination that I have ever since I was little, and that it's finally paying off.
And you're going to have a ton more offers continue to come in and build onto your list right now. And someday you're obviously going to have to narrow it down to whatever number you choose to narrow it down to. What's it going to take for those schools to make that list?
It's just about what school I feel fits me personally and which ones I feel like is home, and just the relationships with the coaches and the staff, and location definitely plays a bigger part because I would like for my family to catch a few home games or away games or anything. So that definitely play a big part.
My last part about the recruiting process and all is an option that being part of 2022, you might have the ability to go straight to the NBA right out of high school, or the G League route will probably be still available as well. You look at those two routes, going to make money right away out of high school. How appealing is that? Is that something you will consider or look into?
That's definitely it's definitely like exciting because now people can jump to the NBA. So like if you don't want to go to college and play college ball, you can just skip right into the NBA and make money off your name. But I like that. I like how college has a new rule where you can make money in college. So I really don't think making the jump to the league is necessary. I'd rather stay in college, build up, work on my game, work on my body, and make money off my name that way.
And you obviously do talk to a lot of the top 2022 guys, other guys below you, in front of you, just top players in the country in general. What's the overall buzz about that? Is that something that you think will have an impact? More and more guys will start going G League following this year?
I definitely think with the G League, and how much money. I think people definitely will start making the jump to the G League because like especially like people like with the higher rankings, they're definitely gonna make the jump. But I think that I don't think it's really necessary, because you're gonna be able to make money in college. So I just think like like you should be able to make money in college and be able to work on your game and perfect your game, and then worry about the NBA when it's your turn.
Couldn't agree more. Now let's kind of jump in and talk about your high school season. You now wrapped up your sophomore season, but you did start playing eighth grade in your very first year, kind of playing up. That's something that not a lot of guys get experience. What went into the decision? What was it like playing high school ball as an eighth grader?
It was different because people in the eighth grade don't usually play high school varsity, so people were very excited for me. It was a lot of pressure, and also it was a lot bigger, faster, stronger kids, so I had to adjust. Playing against my age rather than playing against people older than me.
And we know you now as a guy that can get a bucket at will. You're an elite scorer, one of the best, if not the best scorer in your class. And that's something I know wasn't always the case for you. And there was a story about you, obviously, you had to bet with your dad $100 if you'd go down and dunk in the game. What was this? Take us to that story. What went into that deal?
Oh man, he told me it was ninth grade. No, it was like eighth. Or yeah, like I was able to dunk, but I wasn't able to dunk consistently. And like whenever I get the chance in the game, I would never make it. So about the season's going through it, and I've tried like 10 times, and I can never do it. So I definitely lost that bet because I just didn't have the confidence to do it. But that's when that summer I just got in the gym, and I lowered the rim to about 9.5, so I would just get used to being able to dunk. And then once I got into 10, it just felt light because I was so accustomed to dunking on those shorter rim.
There's not a lot of guys that can score at the will the way you can. When did it kind of click for you that you realized you could be a guy that averages near 30 points per game?
I just knew that that the team, that's what the team needed me to do. The coach brought me inside and was like, Roddy, we need you to score. So then that's when I realized that that's what I can do, and that's what I can do efficiently because my height and my length at the two spot. Not too many two guys are taller as long as me. So that's where I've been working on pull ups, two dribble pull ups, studying like other people's games like Kobe, Carmelo, where it's just like one dribble pull ups and stuff like that. So that's where I like really evolved my game.
There's another kind of story I do want to touch upon. I mean, obviously, you have one of your biggest family support in Davis, obviously passed away before. And I know you guys were super close, and it kind of helped drive you and turn you into the player you are as well. How much of an impact has he had on your life, both then and now, obviously, throughout today?
Then he was always the one that'd get me in the gym, where it was like I was about like 6 years old and he had his own son. It was about like 5 years older than me, so he would always take him to the gym and then always bring me, and he never showed any any empathy for me. It was like he never felt sorry for me, so it was just like he always got on me, and I appreciate that now because it just turned me into the person I am now. Whereas like I can go to any college I want for free. I mean, I became the player that he always knew I could be. So that's why I just look to the sky and thank him for everything he has done for me.
And you reached your 1,000 career point this past season, something that many guys it's hard to achieve throughout their entire career. You did it as a sophomore. To get that accomplishment already, what did that mean to you?
It was very special because nobody in my family, have reached that milestone. So it definitely put me on top of our food chain. So it was like I get the bragging rights, that nobody in my family could do it. So that's where I think it was very special.
And you made the move from eighth grade to freshman year. Obviously, you spent there the last 2 seasons, and now you obviously have the ability, I can imagine, to possibly go prep, play national schedule if that's something you'd want. Is that something you're looking into? Is that something you're going to consider?
It's still a possibility, but I don't really think it's really necessary because college coaches still come and offer me, and their insight was that they don't think I really needed to go prep. So I do believe that I'm lacking the the talent level of playing against D1 prospects, but I think if I just stay where I'm at, work hard every day and get ready for college, that I'll be in good shape.
And if you stay here for the last 2 seasons, obviously there's one other NBA player that played at your school before. The jersey's retire. I'm sure that's something you'd dream of as well. What would it be like to possibly stay here the next 2 years and have your jersey go up in the rafters?
That's definitely what I wanted to do. Just to build a legacy and be able to always go back somewhere. Like if I make it big, eventually that's the goal. Like I want to give back to my community, so that'll definitely be a good phrase.
No doubt, man. My last thing before I let you go is when you talk about both your legacy, what you are able to bring to both the team on off the court, the community, when you walk away from this game down the future, what do you want that legacy to be? What do you want to remember it for?
I want to be remembered for the guy that always looked out for other people. Like I just want to make sure my mom, my dad, my family is all right, and make sure they're not living like any type of way where like my city is not in the best shape. And I want to help rebuild that. So that's what I want to be known for, and I also want to be known as a great basketball player as well. But I also want to get an accounting degree, so then I want to be the best at anything I do.
And just kind of going off that real quick, when you talk about coming back to the city, coming back to your community when you're older, after you end the league or whatnot, what is it? Maybe like one dream specifically? Is it maybe some kind of building you want to build? What would that be?
It would definitely be just to build a building for kids that wanted to play basketball. Because right now we lack. That's what we lack. Like in Niagara Falls, we don't have a YMCA. Our YMCA closed down, so I would want to give back to that and build a building where kids can go in and play basketball, practice, play whoever they want, and just have fun.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely look forward to seeing what God's able to do with you, man. Best of luck, bro.
Yes, thank you.
I'll talk to you later, man. God bless.
I see you.